this.
If we get those formulas again, they have a problem. If we start learning them incantations again, them chants, they got a problem. If we learn the tones of our language in ancient Egypt again and start speaking in
Pa'ut Kawun. Pa'ut Kawun. There is no might and no power except given by you, O Natharu Supreme Exalted. There is no escape from the disagreeable malevolent beings, the children of Apep, unless I submit to Wu Sabat. There is no might and no power except by my Savior, Pan Abab Yanun, the supreme being of this time, the exalted master teacher. Keep the disagreeable one away from him and the acts of those who want to treat him unjustly. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Please make miserable the efforts of those who want to treat me unjustly and unfairly. Keep the evil ones away from me and my family. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. You can stop the aggression of those who insulted me from the children of the disagreeable reptilians. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu, the Supreme, who can remove the cunningness of those who deluded me with religion and entrapped me in a spell. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu, the Supreme, the Exalted. Please keep me from your wrath and the efforts of those who seek to do me harm. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Keep those of the lower realm from me, those who become powerful and evil, from all the children of the evil one. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Keep me from those who insult with their minds and mouths. Keep me from those who insulted me because they turned away from Wu Sabat. They backslide and they slandered the Savior. Keep me far from that state of mind, from those who become mouthpieces for the disagreeable beings. Help me to stay in Wu Sabat. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Help me to break the oppressors, those who keep your children oppressed from Wu Sabat. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Please push back those who wish to do me evil. Please protect me from the evil that people wish upon me and the evil that I bring unto myself. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. I call on you for your help. Please help me to stay on the path of Wu Sabat. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. I seek protection in you from the disagreeable suggestions that I may think and from the disagreeable suggestions that I'm told. Help me to keep my ears and my eyes open only to hear your voices and follow your path. There is no might and no power except from you, O Natharu. Please protect my soul and the members of my body and my hair and my skin, and help me not to be vain and indulge in my physical pleasures. Rahubat Musyaru, welcome to my live. I have a lot to cover today, and I hope you all are ready, because I'm not playing. You all have said your prayers and you chanted, and you asked an authority to step in, and now you all are going to hear the truth about the conspiracy of Dr. MALACHI York. Of course, I would like to begin with the chant. Baru, 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 Nabab Nasdar Mukdar, Na Ut Mukdad Baded Patah, Na Ut Muklas Baded Yanun. Excuse me. Anuki Jawif Pa Ashuk Impa Paut, Wu Kalal Ashuk Kawun Jawaf Neye. Anuki Kasem Impa Paut, Wu Pa Paut Kawun Kasem Im Neye. Anuki Wahu Ameh Pa Paut, Wu Pa Paut Kawun Wahu Ameh Neye. Nakuk Kadur Naja, Ameh Kasem Impa Paut, Wu Kabub Ameh Mushkas Nakuk Kador Kawan Khalil Pafaf, Nakuk Arud Jawif Pa Paut, Ameh Wase, Ameh Aradni, Kawun Leye, Bakoi Jawif Pa Paut. Anuki Yabadbi Yeh Nefasni, Pa Paut Kawun Anuki, Pa Paut Kador Nakuk Kador, Pa Paut Amol Nakuk Amol. I would like to, that prayer that I read is from the Gold Book. I forgot what page it was. I believe it was page, I just closed it. But that prayer is from the Go Book. And hold on a second. Okay. So first I'd like to say to all of you, Rahubat, I do have pictures on the wall, but right now I have some things that I need to cover. And then I'm going to go live to my wall and show you the pictures, and we are going to expose this conspiracy of MALACHI. Dr. MALACHI York did not molest children. Dr. MALACHI York is not a rapist. Dr. MALACHI York we're not a cult. These lies and these things that his own people did to him has to be cleared. The way has to be cleared, okay? His name has to be cleared. You all know that what I'm saying is true. And like I said, those who do not like what I'm saying, get off my channel, okay? As a matter of fact, my YouTube channel are for the children of the Most High. My YouTube channel are for those who do not understand what happened in the MALACHI case. Those of you who do not understand why Dr. MALACHI York is incarcerated for so many years and all these things have taken place. That's what this channel is about. It's about the conspiracy. It's about the people that are with us pretending to be one of us, but yet they work for the devil, okay? So, for those of you, like I said, this channel is for the children of the Most High. This is for Baba's true followers, so that you all can understand what took place and what happened, okay? Now, I'd like to say Rahubat, Ania Muhrar, Musbatu, Munwapu Musyar, Rahubat Pa Munsaru, Rahubat Pa Munbatu, Wu Rahubat Pa Musbatu. Rahubat Pa Munsaru is the Ansars. Rahubat Pa Munbatu are those of you from the schools of the Nubian nation. And Rahubat Pa Musbatu is to all Sabians worldwide. Okay, first I would like to say for the record that if I have a disagreement with any members of this tribe, male or female, which this week and last week I had a disagreement with a brother and a sister, Sabians. And I want to say to you, what does that have to do with the incarceration of Baba? I'm not a petty woman, okay? And I am not going to waste anyone's time on my YouTube platform talking about personal vendettas. Another thing is I do not hold grudges. I move on, okay? I am a God. I am courageous. I am intelligent, far more than what most of you give me credit for. I'm very clean. I love my race. I love myself. And most of all, I love the master teacher, Pandabab Yanun. I love him and I am in love with him. I do not care about his age. I do not care about what you all try to say about him. And, you know, I do not care about, you know, what you all try to convince me. You say about me. I love him, and many of you are very jealous of this. And the sad thing is this, you know, you don't want Pops to have anyone for himself. You know, a pretty chocolate sister, strong and fighting for his rights. You all lay up with your loved ones. You live your life. You know what I'm saying? You have babies. And all in the 22 years, many of you have done nothing. You're not thinking and you're not using the capacity of your brain, okay? You all need to start thinking soundly. You know, a lot of niggas, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of you niggas in this tribe, and I'm calling you, you know who you are. You try to mistreat me by calling me a bitch. Doing what you do best by lying and spreading rumors. And I'm gonna tell Pops too, that you brothers are telling people that Pops called me a bitch and said that I was causing chaos in the planet that I'm from, and how if he did not stop me, that if he stopped me, that from exposing you all, that I would be 10 times worse. First of all, let me set the record straight. Baba would never, ever call me or any woman a bitch. Now, what he did do was call you brother bitches, and he called you sisters witches, and he called the men that are warlocks the sons of Zuin, and he called the witches in this tribe the daughters of Zakra. Yes, there's a coven of male and female witches, and their jobs are to take you off the path of the Most High. Now, one of the reasons why I put my pictures on the flyer is so that you all can look at me. You can look at my face without a smile and tell me what you see, okay? I am no human, nor am I a liar, nor am I a thief, and I have not violated our rules as Sabaeans. I do not judge any of you right now, even though the master teacher told me that I am one of the judges that will pass judgment on you. I am one of the 144,000 selected beings, and we come in ranks, some higher than others, yet together we will trap the devil. Now, I have a few things that I need to talk about before we get into this legal update. Okay, today's legal update is about Judge Charles Ashley Royals, Sheriff Howard Richard Sills, and the black devils in this tribe who assisted with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, in incarceration and life sentence of Dr. Malachi York. All right? Dr. Malachi York is not a pedophile. Dr. Malachi York did not molest or rape any children or child. This case was a conspiracy, and the people who were a part of this conspiracy were all in your face all along. And so today, I put them up on the wall for you all to see. How did this start? Who was at the beginning of this conspiracy? Okay? Now, we're going to get into that a little later, but I have some things that I need to express to you, family, because there are men and women who do not walk with us, but are slandering my name, and evidently a hit dog will holler. So my last call must have pushed some buttons, okay? Now, I want to say this first of all. Excuse me. I'm a little bit parched. Now, there are a few things that I would like to clear up about my name and the mugshot and all of the garbage you put up about me, yet you refuse to address the elephant in the room, okay? My first question to all of you is this. Doesn't Dale Elaine Brown and her daughter Mary Elaine York and Sakina, a.k.a. Patricia Lewis, and Carla Thomas, and the rest of those devils, don't they have a mouth? So, why are they not coming together to do an update for you all to rebuttal what I'm saying? So, what you do, you go and get Crazy Miriam Canty, a.k.a. Chantel Mitchell, who, by the way, is HIV positive, and I'm going to prove it to you in a minute, okay? You using this devil to do your dirty work. She's a whore and was sleeping with different men, or as she called it, shaking her tail feather. She is disgusting, and since you want to post things about me, I hope you are ready for what I got for you. And since we are on that subject, I'm telling you right now, Dale Elaine Brown. You're going to find yourself in a prison cell because unlike everyone else, I'm not afraid of you. All right? I will take out a warrant and have you arrested. Think I'm playing. Play me if you think I'm playing. And then I'll go to TMZ and put you and your freaking son, Kedar Massenberg, on blast. You and your family will be the next niggas all over the internet like Sean Puffy Combs. Keep playing with me, okay? Because you never thought the day would come when you niggas would be exposed for all the dirt you did to the master teacher. Who is this? Look, who is this talking about I'm not going to use it for look, this is somebody's life, okay? And when you niggas talk about me, I'm setting the record straight, okay? So this ain't no talking about no personal, it is. So if you don't like it, get off my channel, HGF99977. Get off. Now, like I said, you niggas will be exposed for all the dirt you did. Stop hiding behind Miriam and Iris because you all will get locked up. Play me if you want to. Now, I never stole a dime from none of you. And if you would like to bring up my criminal record, tell the truth, okay? I was never arrested for prostitution, and I never sold my body to make money. I took things, expensive things, from exquisite department stores and banks. I was never in my life ever arrested for using drugs. I don't even drink alcohol, and no one in my family is a known drunkie. I don't have drinkers in my genes. Now, if you would like to know the truth, ask me, and I'll tell you, because I do not agree with Caesar and his laws, the Lawi Tenandu. And if I was not Sabine and Pops was not here for us, I would be out doing the same thing, just moving a little smarter. I am not a conformist, and I refuse to let any of you niggas try to make me conform or make excuses for my behavior and what I did 23 years ago, okay? I'm proud of it. I walked out of stores with $12,000 worth of clothing, and I had an endorsement machine, and I went to the feds for conspiring to produce and or counterfeit credit cards. Say what you want about me, but get it right. The only violence I have on my record, when I was 16 years old, I bit a cop, and I put him in a hospital over a train pass that I tried to use that was expired. And this happened on Utica Avenue and Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. Okay, I have another violent charge for busting a Korean man in the head with a metal paperweight. And this happened on 34th Street and 7th Avenue. And the only reason why I did it was because the blow of a man can be devastating. And I refuse to let any man hit me or try to punch me. I'm going to try to take your head off. Right now, our planet is not safe because of men. We cannot walk during the night hours because of men. Men are the rapists. Men are the ones starting wars. Men are the ones in prison, killing each other over nothing, taking another man's manhood, making shanks, fighting and gambling, and stabbing each other, showing off and selling drugs to get cars to show off for women. This planet is a disgrace because of men, not women. Now, so Panabab Yanun said, it is time for the matriarchal rulership, yet women are still crying over and fighting over men and jealous of other women and not coming together, okay? Now, here's some other things that I want to bring up because someone sent me a Facebook audio of this Christmas thing. And first of all, I said to myself, this is sad because first of all, you know, they had Robbie Hypner is a devil. I'm telling y'all what this sister is. She's a devil, okay? Robbie Hypner, Joseph Hypner's wife is a jinn, all right? Baba wrote me and told me she's evil. And matter of fact, next January after the new year, I'm going to start posting some of my letters so y'all can hear about it. So y'all can hear it from the master's pen. Baba said Robbie is evil. And Robbie's crony used to be Neeful and Dana. They all used to hang out together, and they are witches for the last time, okay? So all you niggas got your children around, these evil people making a mockery of our tribe, dancing around looking like a Mary Poppins milk dud with a bald head and a Christmas tree wrangling back and forth, okay? First of all, it doesn't snow it doesn't snow in Cairo or Alexandria or the cities of Giza. It never snows there. So where y'all getting this? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Y'all just can't let go of this devil and the beast. You see, Robbie is a devil. And she violated our rules by marrying a Celtic Mukasu named Joseph Hibner. Okay? Yet your days are numbered, and the God you serve is Juno. So you most definitely laugh now and cry later. Pops told her and Joe to stop having children because after 2008, they would both give birth to demons. Yet they did not listen. The master said their children can come to Africa because of their bloodline of their mother, but Joseph Hibner, a.k.a. Joe, will not be coming to Africa because he's not rooted there. And he also told Robbie to her face that if she stays with Joe, she will be left behind as well. So they are trying to have their fun now by mixing our doctrine with the beast. All right? And now, if you all have else holy and Jew, if you go to page 604, page 605, it states, and the third messenger, Raphael Zadok, son of Habiel, and Fakirael followed them, Malachi Zadok and Gabriel Zadok, saying with a big voice, if anyone worship the wild beast, the cursed seed of Lebanon, Canaan, and his image, wanting to be like him in every way, will receive his mark, the Canaanites, Amorites' approval, in his forehead and or his hand, receiving money for betraying other Nubians. This is living in the image of the beast and not living in the image of your ancestors. The evil one has done a great job making you hate yourself and kind. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up because I have a few other things that I need to share with y'all. Now, I would like to share something with an experience that I had with Robbie in Athens, Georgia. And this girl is a jinn. And this is a fact. Now, when we were in Athens, she pulled this stunt before with this Christmas stuff, but she did it with Halloween. And what they did was they had a Halloween party. She and her cronies, Neefu, a.k.a. Elizabeth Westbrook, told all of the sisters, we are having a feline party. There will be brothers dressed in AO attire, and all of the sisters will come dressed in cat suits. Because at the time, we were having what Baba set up for us called feline meetings. And whichever cat you were, you can come dressed as that cat. Now, Neefu and Robbie tried to get me to come dressed to this party with a cat suit on, wearing nothing, okay? And I said to Robbie, I said, is this what Baba wants? Because y'all sitting up here telling sisters to come dressed in cat suits. You're telling the brothers to come dressed in AEO, okay? And Robbie took Halloween plastic pumpkins with candy in it, and they all invited the brothers and the sisters, and they were wearing tight clothing, looking like a bunch of whores. You see, Robbie is evil, and she's an agent of the devil, and their job is to take you off the path by making the bad look good. Their time is up. By the way, Robbie is from Washington, D.C., the city of the jinns, and that is what she is doing. They're distorting our teachings. I don't care if you use our lahaj. I don't care if you wear our clothes or you dress up and wear the bindi. What you're doing is wrong. The math teacher said, let go of it. Why don't y'all teach your children the true story behind the fallacy of Christmas and let them know what the master teacher came here to give us? So now you moving backwards instead of moving forwards. Baba said, let go of it. Just like Ramesses did. Prince York, one day when he was in charge, I guess, he had a feast of gratitude and put a big turkey on the front with Baba's picture. You see, they always trying to make a mockery, and it's always subtle, and y'all need to be careful and watch who you rolling with. For instance, I don't know if y'all remember that ugly picture that they put out of Baba. What they did was, it was a picture that Baba sent to office and Victoria Broussard of him in prison. Because in prison, you can order pictures through your commissary. And they come to your cell. They have inmates that come to your cell and take pictures of you in there. So what they did was they took the picture of Baba and they distorted it. And they took another man's head and another man's eyes that had glaucoma and attached it to Baba's head. And you could see Baba's Murdoch braid in the back. And they sent that around. And matter of fact, Jamie Alvarez, the one whose son got shot in the ear or whatever. The mother said the son was looking to the door. He was the one passing the picture around. And they was going around passing this picture all over the internet. And my thing is this: where did they get that picture from? It wasn't coming from us. It came from the administration. So that's letting you know that they subtly make a mockery of Baba. They make fun of him all the time. And I'm tired of them, all right? I'm tired of this crap that's going on and the garbage that y'all are doing, desecrating our tribe. And I'm going to tell you something, too. By the way, you know, Robbie is always game and fun and laughing and goofing off all the time. You know, last year she was looking like an elf on the shelf with her skin disease. You know, they can party all they want to. They can use you dummies and camouflage who they are. Yet we, as the children of God, see right through you. She looking like a freaking milk dud. You know what I'm saying? Dancing with those dresses on. I mean, if y'all want to look like Celtic women and y'all want to act like them and use their themes, by all means, do it. But I'm here to set the record straight and say that you're wrong. And I'm telling y'all about this girl. She's a devil. Now, hold on a second. I got to get up to, I took a note and I want to make sure that I cover everything this time. 1 minute. Now, let me say this because okay, there was a hold on now. Okay, there's another thing that I want to say to you all about the chants. When you chant, you have to make sure that you're not online with other people. Why are y'all online with Sakina chanting? Why? Sakina is a demon. I'm telling you what I know. That brother Dr. Antoine is a devil. I'm telling you what I know. He's satanic. He worships Satan. He's a Baphometist. He's a necromancer. They don't walk with us. They pretend that they do. Why are y'all on the internet praying and chanting with these people? When you chant at 9, 3, and 9, it is a vortex that opens up where beings come and go. And it is a personal relationship between you and the Natharu. So instead of confiding in humanoids, you go to your ancestors to get the answers, to make changes for your life. Okay? Stop listening to these people. Have your own mind. You have the books. Study, read, chant, and pray. Now, it was one other thing that I wanted to address. Okay? So now, a lot of brothers and sisters, right, are intimidated. And so some of them, they bring things to me that they don't understand. And I personally think that it's over your head. If anyone reads our new affirmation, there's no way that a black devil or evil person can sit down and write these sacred words from the master teacher. Paul Mazal and his daughter, Amunababra Ea Kakta, had his office set up from the time of his incarceration and began teaching people from the belly of the beast. The reason why some of you do not understand how an evil person or a black devil, be they former mate of pops or a fake sister, a child or relative, is because you do not understand the nature of the devil. You do not understand that the devil would like to be good, but each and every time his nature manifests, he does not know how to be a good person because each and every time iniquity is found in him. The devil loves power. The devil loves positions. The devil loves roles of leadership. The devil thinks he's smarter and even greater than the ones who taught him. Everything he knew, everything that he think he knows was taught to him by the high rank archangel Melchizedek. Now, I want to say this to y'all, okay? This is why I'm saying this, because you think that the books that are written by the hands of the master have been distorted, or perhaps the books from those devils that work in the office have been misinformed. I'm going to tell you something. They cannot touch our sacred teachings and distort them, and they know this, okay? Let me tell you something. They spiritual beings, but they wicked, and they ain't stupid, okay? They go front in front of y'all like they got this and make them think that they got Baba, whatever. Baba is a master, and he has the power to control the jinn. So you got people saying, how could you say these people did this, but yet they print in the books? I'm telling you that Baba wrote the books from his own hand, okay? Now, if you notice, black devils, they love the affirmation. They love to stand in front of us, in front of a crowd teaching. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying black devils. They try to act like it came directly for them or like that, like it came directly from them. And at times they use the affirmation to gain followers and pretend that they have this deep relationship with the master teacher, and they do not. Yet because Baba knows this and knows the nature of the devil, he will take that devil and use them. Now, let me give you an example. All of us have been in school, right? You have had that one class clown or that person who talks back to the teacher and disrupts the class. And the class, won't take his hat off, reading comic books, laughing, creating tension, and the teacher can't seem to get on with the lesson, right? So what he does is, a smart teacher does, is he doesn't put him out the class. What a smart teacher does is he gives that student responsibilities. He may say, hey, go make copies of this for me. Or he may say, hey, sit up here with me. I need you to help me teach the next lesson. You know what I'm saying? Or he might say, stand up here with me, my son or daughter. Here, write the aim of the day on the board. You see, I need you to put all this on the blackboard for me. And then when we come tomorrow, I would like for you to go off this lesson with the class for me. Now, many of you would look at this situation and think, this teacher probably really loves this guy or this girl. Or, hey, he's showing favoritism. But guess what? As long as he feels that he or she is favored, now they are busy and the teacher can get his lessons done, okay? So now the teacher has silence in the room and those other students can receive what the teacher came to give us. So when you all say, how can them black devils, how can, we all call them black devils, yet they are giving us this affirmation, you are dealing with a master. A man who has done this before, a man of the hour, our Mutajassi, who had taught the devil, raised the devil, put him over the galactic heavens in Melikut, and that devil's nature began to manifest, and he kicked himself out and all those who follow him. So this is why I'm saying this to you all, and this is why people like that brother Manessa Ware, who calls himself Lightweight, or that brother Quan William Hill, who calls himself the Young Elder, this is why I say something about that, and I don't like what they're doing, because they don't have the right to change our teachings and to mislead people, telling them that Baba said Baba didn't write the books, okay? And also, I don't know if you all noticed, there's a True Light tape, right? The sister's asking a question, and the voice has been changed to the Young Elder voice. You see, this is wrong. You are misleading souls like Paul, the self-appointed apostle. You are telling Dr. Malachi York's followers that those books are not written from the hand of master, and how can you not write books from prison? Those of you who walk with the master, y'all already know we have access to the internet, right? So then why are you not looking up the laws on prisoners? And you will see that inmates can write books. And at one time, they were getting degrees in prison and beating their cases and winning lawsuits, so they stopped it. However, I am a former inmate, and I did 2 consecutive years in the feds, a total of 4 years. And there were sisters in prison writing books, fighting their cases, and helping others get out of prison. And they have law libraries and everything. So our master teacher is Tahuti, the deity thought, the Egyptian god of knowledge and wisdom. He's writing, and he's writing these books and putting his affirmation out. And different beings are coming and leaving. And those of you who know. And those of you who don't know, don't. And if you feel like the books are tampered and that the master does not have the power to control the jinn, then you should just leave our teachings and go somewhere else. Now, I am not the administration. And I would like y'all to know that, the reason why, if y'all want to know why our language keeps changing, you have to take that up with the administration. You understand? If you're studying the language and you're so caught on the tones, then guess what? Because it says that once we learn the language, there will be nothing in our reach that we can't do. So if you're studying the language and you're still confused as to why they keep changing the words, then you're not on the wavelength with the Natharu. That is a fact. You understand? So that, these brothers are distorting our teachings, going online on YouTube with all these followers. They make it about Baba, and then they make it about themselves. And this is wrong, okay? So I wanted to get that out the way. And I also wanted to address a few other issues, but I'll get on with that later. Right now, let me get to these pictures. Excuse me, I need to sit here. Let me get to these pictures on the wall. Now, as you all know, on April the 23rd, the master teacher was was sentenced to 135 years in prison. And yeah, this is Jacob York right here. He was the leader of them all. And Jacob York was inspired by Kedar Massenburg. And as you can see, that's your ex-clan mother, Waki, right there. She got some ugly hands, man. Ooh, her hands are ugly. And that's her son right there. You see her with the shades on. So you know that's a recent picture because somebody made those shades. And this is her daughter, her daughter right here. They conspired. Dale Elaine Brown, Mary Elaine York, her son Kedar Massenburg, Jacob York. Leah was a part of it too. That's Baba's daughter. That's Baba's daughter, Hajar. She was a part of it too. That's Ish. He was a part of it too. And that's Damian Pryor. He was a part of it too. And that's Baba's fake brother, Obar. He was a part of it too. Okay? And look, this right here is a timeline that the master teacher, hold on, let me raise. You can't really see it. But this book was written back in 1986. And right here, this red dot right here, if you all want a copy of this, email it to me and I'll send it to you. Baba is saying that Fatima, Miriam, my adopted mother. Okay? That's not his DNA mother. All right? So this is not his sister. This is not his nephew. This is not his niece. This is not his sister. This is not his brother. He is not related to them. All right? This is in the True Story of Noah book on page 89. Now, let me read something else, and then I'm going to get back to the wall. And I'm going to tell you all how this conspiracy started with these people, because it's something that I got to read to y'all. Hold on. All right? One moment. Okay, hold on. All right. This is what Baba said, okay, on the top of the book. He said, Abdul Hadi was my father, and his wife, Saida Rakia, was my mother. I was asked to change my name by Sheikh Dawood in the year 1970 to prevent my assassination. At the time, my family in the Sudan was being overthrown. The assassination of my father and persecution of other members of my family forced me to change my name. There you go. So his name is not York, okay? And then I already broke that down in my other, I believe I did talk about this with the Malachi York situation. I brought that up to y'all and explained to y'all why Baba changed his name to Malachi, because Al-Islam was affiliated with too much terrorism, and we were wearing veils, okay? So now, this right here is proof. So y'all need to send this to the brother Sinetta. It says alleged victims deny sex abuse, okay? This is proof that they denied that this happened, okay? So Jacob, he went and got Abigail, okay? Abigail got the girls together, and Jacob conspired and lied, and Kedar Massenburg funded the whole freaking trip. Now, when they raided Tamaray, Kedar, his sister, Mary Elaine York, and Jacob were on a three-way phone call together. Look at this nigga. He looked pissy with that freaking dog. And by the way, that's not Bob's DNA brother. Son. That's not the master teacher's DNA son. Okay? That's why Panabab Yanun broke up with his mother, because she got with somebody else on the low and had Yaqub. His real name is Yaqub Muhammad. He conspired against Dr. Malakazi York over money, over hatred, a family feud, and went to the government with a case to get his own father put in prison. His stepfather, I don't want to say stepfather, but who he thought was his father put in prison. And there go Damian Pryor right there. Look at Rick. This is Rick right here. That light-skinned brother, that's Rick, okay? And look at them. They both were raping children in the community. Duswa was raping children, and so was Jacob York. They were the ones that was doing that to little boys and little girls, raping them. And that's why his father kicked him out of our community. Now, I want to say this to you all, especially to the people that are saying that we are a cult. Because I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I lived in Bedford-Stuyvesant. I lived in Crown Heights. And I saw the Jewish community. They got their own schools. They got their own buses. They have their own stores. They have their own way of dress. They got their own houses. They have their own hospitals. Why, when we do it, we're called a cult? Why? But when the Jewish community does it, it's not a cult. When the Amish community does it, they're living in the 1600s. Still churning milk and cheese. Why, when they do it, we're a cult, they're a cult, they're normal. But when we, as Nagar Nadu, try to do it, we're a cult. We are not a cult. And he took these girls and made them watch Charles Manson tapes. He got in their heads. He took them to South Beach, Florida. He got in their heads and manipulated them. Now, why was Baba's daughter, Leah, down with it? I do not know, y'all. But I know for a fact that Hajar and Leah both conspired against their own father. And look, this is that brother K.U.'s right now. That's the one that's in a nursing home. You know what he did during the master teacher's trial? You know what he did? He stabbed the district attorney's tires. Now, here it is, a brother that taught and walked with the master. Make it make sense, family. How are you going to stab the district attorney's tires when you know the master teacher has a trial, an open case, and an open trial? You trying to piss off the district attorney so that you make sure Baba don't get out of there. KU's. That's what he did. Who does that, family? And how he got caught was because it was a straight road. And they caught the car that has just stabbed it. And he got arrested for that. This is Obar. And look at him right here. Look at him. And that's Michelle. She was sent by the government. She was a federal agent. They all were conspiring to keep the master teacher locked up. What's the coincidence that they both got their hands in their pockets? I'm telling you right now, they are a part of it. And that's why Obar looked like a freaking senior citizen with the pin diapers on now. He don't look like that, okay? They were always jealous of Baba and you know, jealous of the way he attracted people to him. And why Ishmael, I'm gonna get on him a little later, because the reason why he's on this wall is, and the reason why I know that he a part of this conspiracy is because he is always gathering Baba's mates, having these secret meetings with these sisters, and they be posting pictures, and he be having his arm around women that had children with his father. And I'm like, you know, brother, because you grew up in the Ansarullah community, that our tribe is segregated. Why are you touching your father's women or women that were in his life? Why you got your arm around them, hugging them up? I know what it is. You're hoping that these women don't come together and eventually say, listen, it's been long enough for Doc being in there this long. Let's come together and do something to get him out. You're afraid of that, and that's why you're doing it. Let me tell you something, family, and I'm going to tell you what I know, all right? I'm a spiritual woman. I had a dream that they set a table before me. It was his mother. It was her, the daughter. It was Ishmael. He was sitting on my right, and their mother, Dale Elaine Brown, was sitting on my left, and they brought food for me to eat. And I sat there, and I looked at them, and I said, I'm not eating anything. So Waki goes and tells the waiter or whoever it was, go get her something bright and pretty. And they brought a cake, a pink cake with white frosting, and sat it in front of me for me to eat it. Okay? Why would they be setting a table before me? Because they don't want him out. Why are you against, you know, and I'm going to tell you something too. Y'all work in the music industry, but y'all are some grimy niggas. I already know about that world and how y'all move. And you sitting up here acting like Baba was the one who did it when you're the pedophile, Jacob York. Yaqub Muhammad. You're the pedophile. You're the sick one that was raping children. And now the truth is coming out. Okay? And just like Sean Puffy Diddy Combs, y'all all are going to have your day. because it's wrong for y'all to sit back and leave an innocent man in prison for something that he didn't do. And why you and your sister conspire, I don't understand. Because let me tell y'all something. Abigail Habiba Washington had recanted. She said, look, I feel bad. You know, I want to come forth with the truth. And she was at Waukes's house, that little mini mansion that she got in the hood in Fulton Street. And Waukes, Joseph Hibner, Hajar was at the house too. They all manipulated Habiba into not saying it because Abigail said, look, I know Malachi. And I know that if I tell the truth and they lock me up, I know I'll be fine. And she just wanted to make sure that her children were going to be okay. And they, of course, they didn't assure that. Look at them right there. Who is that? That's Waukes right there. That's Ronna next to her. That's Rochelle and Rick. They both work for the government. That's Adrian Patrick. Baba called him a giant jinn, and they all conspired against the Malachi case, okay? They are a part of this, all right? So now, I guess you're wondering, why did Kedar and Fatima and Jacob come together? Why did his children do this? I don't know, y'all. It was a family feud. It was in-house fighting, something that took place. You know, but Baba did tell me that it had something to do with a woman. You feel me? And he said that he would be out. But I promise you, they all are part of it. Jacob worked with Duswa, right? Damian Pryor. That's Damian Pryor. And there he go right there. He got to get out of jail. Jacob worked with Damian Pryor to get him out. He made a phone call so that they could get them out. And I want y'all to check this out. Now, check this out. He was raping little girls and little boys. He was kicked out of the community for violating this, because when Baba found out about it, he kicked him out. He was also raping and sexually active with young boys and young girls too. So look how the devil works. These are antichrists, y'all. These are agents of the devil. And don't think that because they're related to the master teacher that makes a difference, because Abigail had 2 children with Baba. Sakina Parham had a child with Baba. Pauline Rogers had 3 children with him. It doesn't matter. You all have to stop thinking like this, okay? Now check this out. The devil is using him as a gatekeeper and him as a gatekeeper because that is what they do. And they need those spirits. These are demons. He's a demon and he's a demon. They're not human. So they're using them. They're using them because they need them to stand at the gate to keep Malachi from coming out. See, they needed someone who really did it. They needed monstrous men that really did it so that Malachi could stay in prison. You see, they're gatekeepers. Now, as I said to y'all before, I know for a fact that they got something to do with it because they was in that house on Kings Glen Road. Baba put them all in the same house. Leo was in there. Hajar was in there. Nefa was in there. Raina was in there. Edith Shallow was told to go. I think she lived there for a little while. C-Shat, Terry, she was living in there. Scholar, you understand? And Baba was like, yeah, this is my house. And this and that. And look, they all was a part of the conspiracy. And now they all gone. Rick gone. Did his dirt, and now he gone. You see? And now, and my thing is this, y'all. This dude, these 2 right here, are the sneakiest liners. They'll sell their mother out for $1. They'll sell their own family out, okay? They'll sell their own people that they love. They will sell their child, whatever, for a lie, just to escape the wrath of what they've done. But trust me, you know how the saying goes, you're gonna reap what you sow, and your time is up. So you all have been calling out to the Natharu. You all have been asking them for the answers, and the answers are here. These are the people that conspired against Malachi. These were the main characters that, for whatever reason, they did what they did. Witchcraft, sacrificing animals, doing all types of satanic stuff to keep Malachi locked up. You understand? Why did they do it? I don't know the reason why, but I know that they were part of it, okay? And don't worry, he'll be home, because the time is now. He'll be home. You know, y'all, I had something very beautiful happen last week, and it was, and I know for a fact that Panabab Yanun will be with us. Something very, very beautiful took place last week for his legal, okay? And I spoke with some people, and things are happening, and he's coming home. You know? So, as you can see, the saying that they denied sex abuse, but these people worked with the lawyer. They conspired, and they stopped Dr. Malachi York from being released. And my thing is this. Why is this woman always, first of all, they don't read our books. Dale Elaine Brown, they don't read our books. Hold on, let me get some water. Family, they don't even read our books. They don't study our doctrine, you know, but they always with us. Why is Fatima York always around? They use our doctrine to get men. They use our doctrine to get money. They use the doctrine and the people to manipulate and play games with us. Excuse me. So yes, Baba can only write 7 people. He's one of them. I don't know who else. She's one of them. She's one of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I know there's 3. There's 4 others. Carla Thomas, Cheryl. So that's 6, and I don't know who the other one is. But they only allow the master teacher to write 7 people. And Kedar, he hates Baba. So why is his mother always around? I just showed y'all that from this family lineage that she's not related to him. Why y'all hate the master teacher? What did he ever do to you, old boy? What? Like, come on, brother. Yo, this right here don't sit right with me, man. Y'all was wrong. He did nothing to you all. No man deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life for something he did not do. Y'all are disgusting. This is sad. You are not a king. You are not ordained to lead anyone anywhere. And you are not the next heir to the throne, bro. I don't understand. You got money with Joe, with the artist Joe and all of that. Why are you still hanging around us? What's up? You don't live our life. Look, I could tell you drink alcohol, you smoke weed. I know the look. Why y'all coming around us for what? Why don't y'all just move on? What is going on? What did the master teacher ever do to you, sis? Why did you do this to your father? Why? Why do y'all not come together? You are still talking with the conspirators. You have conversations with them. Why aren't you doing anything? Such a beautiful girl. I was so disappointed when I heard that you are part of this, man. It really disappointed me. I was like, this pretty freaking girl did this? I couldn't believe it. This is so sad, man. So sad. This is a demon. So ain't no remorse and ain't no talking to him, and ain't no talking to him. He took his Facebook page down and then he put it back up. Why is that? Y'all better start watching these people and start following behind people who you don't know. I'm showing you now that they were part of this conspiracy. Them niggas ain't do nothing. They got him and his mother got the Garland law firm and set Baba up with that lawyer, Ed Garland. That man stole over $1 million from the Nawapians. And of course you know she had her hand in the pot. And of course you know she had her hand in the pot. And when Baba got sent to ADX Florence in 2007, all them niggas was happy. You should have seen them. They was so happy, like, oh yeah, they sending them to the Supermax. And they all knew. You know why? Because they all somehow, some way are working with the government. You can't tell me that you don't know what's up with this guy. Because you work with him. And he was the one who set up Jacob. And you also were working with him. And he was the one who used Jacob. So y'all all got an alliance with each other. Somehow, some way, you all were in alliance with each other to put the master teacher away for a long time. And then when Baba got locked up, she started talking about, it's my turn now. It's my turn to be in charge. It's my turn to rule. Who the hell are you? What have you done? Y'all are sad to do this to Dr. Malachi Z. York. You better come clean, because it's getting ready to come out. He's getting ready to come out, and I want to know what y'all going to do then. I seen this brother right here, Kedar Massenberg, with Al Sharpton. And I'm going to tell you what I know for a fact. Al Sharpton works for the government. Okay? His job is to shut black people up. And he is best friends with him. Him and Kedar are very close. I wonder why. Because you remember I told you, he got a picture with him shaking hands with George W. Bush. George Bush was the one that assigned Judge Charles Ashley Royals to Baba's case. Okay? Now, let me get into some things about the judge for a minute. Now, y'all listen to this. Because I said this to the master teacher. He should have been home. Now, there are certain things that the federal law requires for judges to behave, right? And the Supreme Court, they pass laws that disqualifies a judge, especially when a judge is being impartial, meaning that he's not being fair, right? So now on April the 23rd, 2002, the United States Middle District Court of Georgia locked the master teacher up, right, and sentenced him to a 135-year prison term. Now, before all of this happened, the master teacher never got a chance to read his case because Joseph Hibner, right? Hold on. I wrote a timeline. I forgot I wrote a timeline. I got to tell y'all. Y'all listen to this crap, okay? Hold on, I got a timeline for y'all. I forgot that I wrote it. Hold on. Listen to this. Okay. 1 minute. Where did I write it at? Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. This is what happened, y'all. Sheriff Howard Richard Seals, right? He's now under investigation of a shooting, right? Something that had to do with some dudes that was coming to his house with some pine straw. I don't even know what that is. But I looked it up, and he got mad and pulled out his gun and fired at them. But he claimed they pulled up into his driveway and blah, 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 blah. But my thing is this: if they pulled up into your driveway, you're a sheriff, you have cameras all around your house, so you should have footage to back this up. He's under investigation for shooting at those men. He's a freaking racist, okay? So now, I read the article, right? But now, the master teacher has sent me an article that I read long ago, right? Baba sent me this picture of Sheriff Howard Richard Seals. And it was a man that looked like him, and the man was a serial killer, right? And he looked just like Sheriff Seals. So what I did was I looked up Sheriff Seals. You know, I kind of like probed into his life to see what type of person he was. And he was telling a story about this bluebird he saw, and he shot it down with some type of slingshot or some kind of BB gun when he was younger. So he said that an old man told him that I will give you a nickel for every bird you shoot. And he said within a few hours, He had a basket full of bluebirds. And it was just the way he told the story, y'all. You could tell that this is a sick freaking man. Because if Baba sent me a picture of a man that looked like a serial killer, and then I look up, probe him, and he's killing all these birds. If you do researches on serial killers, they always start out with animals. Like Baba said in the Black Devil book, he said, you always knows with Black Devils, they always torturing bugs. They always, messing with animals and stuff, torturing animals. Now, Sheriff Seals worked along with the GBI of Georgia and also along with Yaqub Muhammad, which is Jacob York, right? And of course, I'm sure he worked with Daley Lane Brown, Damian Pryor, Joseph Hibner, Robbie's husband, the Mukasu, because you see, in order for Baba to take the first guilty plea, they needed to shuffle the master teacher around. Now, it's called diesel therapy. And what happens is they keep you moving from cell to cell and from jail to jail. And during your trial, they confuse you. So this is what happens is when they move you around like that, your paperwork get lost in the process. Or whatever paperwork you have, it gets left behind. And then once you get to your designated facility, the property department or the county jail gives you your case information, when they feel like it. They play games with you. Oh, yeah, no, we didn't get your mail yet. We didn't get your mail yet. So while they were doing this to Baba, that gave them enough time to come up with a superseding indictment and also to torture Baba. Now, Baba told me that the Garland law firm, who's also worked for the government, and I just told y'all who hired them, all right, Kedar and them, right? They hired the Garland law firm, and Dale and her son did that. And Garland kept telling Baba, come on, take the plea. If you were my son, I would say the same thing. I would tell you to take it. Meanwhile, when Baba was at Clayton County Jail, that was where they tortured him. And that's the most, and that was, I asked Baba, that was where he lost the most weight. And so one day I wrote Baba because his daughter Neeful, she said, oh yeah, Pops lost the most weight while at Clayton County. So then I wrote Baba about it. And I asked him, I said, why were you and I at the same jails at the same time? And he told me, he said, because you belong to me. And so I was at Clayton County Jail, and then after I finished doing my little sentence with Georgia, I was transferred to 150 Park Row, that's MCC, New York, to the federal prison to be sentenced for my supervised release because I violated by leaving the state of New York without permission. And, I didn't get permission to go to Georgia. I just got up and left and went to pick up that vehicle that a good friend of mine was giving me. But Baba told me while we wrote each other in the Clayton County Jail that the extraterrestrials used the car to lure me to get me to Georgia. And then Baba wrote me and said, I know you are upset, but do not worry. Your life is going to change. And when this is all over, the tribe is moving to West Africa, Liberia. So I got excited and I wrote back to Baba about the news while we was in the same county jail. I had never been so excited in my life while incarcerated. So Sheriff Seals took the letter and intercepted other letters and said, who is this girl? And they said she's an inmate here at the facility. And they went on to use the letter and say, look, he's going to Liberia. So now what Black Devils did to take the smoke off of their backs was say, look, she's an informant. They put her in here to do this so that Pops can't get bail. But like I said, these niggas were going against the grain from the door. Joseph Hibner was a police officer and told others to resign from office. And this is what Pop said. So I asked Baba, I said, I wrote him when I got out, and I said, why would you tell the officers that are Nawapians to resign? I said, they could have saved your life, as officers when Seals was torturing you. And Baba said, I never told them that. You see, family? You are all out here breaking bread with devils, laughing and smiling and taking this evil conspiracy for a joke. You all said you wanted the truth. You said you wanted to know why Dr. Malachi York is incarcerated for all these years for a crime that never took place. And I'm showing you who the people are who conspired against him. And I'm telling you the truth about the conspiracy about Jacob, a.k.a. Jake the Snake, a.k.a. Yaqub Muhammad, which is his real name. He hated Pops and wanted him dead. And being that he could not touch him this way, he got with Abigail Washington, told her to get the girls together so that they could lock up Malachi. And Kedar, Baba's niece, fake niece, Fatima York, their mother, Leah, Hajar, they all were a part of it, okay? Now, he told her, they went and he told Abigail to go and get the girls together so they could lock up Malachi. He told them that they would be rich. Oh, we're going to be rich. We're going to do movies. We're going to do it. And guess what? Them niggas ain't got a dime to this day. Ask them, did they get any money from this case? All right? They used them and lied to them. And Jacob York took them to South Beach, Florida. Why would they go to South Beach, Florida? I don't know if any of you ever been to Ocean Drive in Miami. People are walking around with no clothes on. Listen, that other attorney that kept telling Baba they was lying to you, that was in South Beach, Florida. I was like, what in the world? I never been to Miami. I heard about it, but I was like, I ain't going. I said, what in the world is going? They walking around with no clothes on. Eating at the beach, drag queens singing and dancing. The weather is hot, seafood everywhere. The gay entourage, it has that I can do what I want energy. And Kedar Massenberg funded the trip for Jacob. And Jacob helped Duswa to get out. Okay? These are demons that sat at the gate. Damien Pryor raped little boys and girls, and so did Jacob. And they are the ones who belong in prison. So the evil one used them. They needed the people who were really guilty to sit at the gates. This whole case was a setup by Pop's own people, his own daughter Hajar, his own daughter Leah, and his son Ish. Why are they involved? I do not know yet for a fact. But that Hagar York and Leah Mabry, they are part of this whole thing. Hajar is still in contact with Abigail, and they all speak to each other to this day. Ish, like I said, y'all, Ish be having these gatherings where they all meet. And to me, it's disrespectful to be hugging and having your hands and your arm around women that were part of your father's family. Yet in my eyes, these niggas are always up to something. I truly think that they have these get-togethers because it's just want to make sure that these women don't come together for the love of the children of their father. You know what I'm saying? But, this is sad, y'all. This is sad. But like I said, Fatima York, Mary Elaine York, Dale's daughter, Kedar, sister, they stick around to use our tribe to get men. And then they get information to see if they hear or know anything. It's all a conspiracy, and some work for the government while others work for the devil. And these are your antichrists. This is a fact, okay? I'm not making none of this up, family. Now, I have something else that I have to... Hold on, somebody said, true, I was there a couple of months ago. Chickens are coming on the roofs. Somebody said the master teacher told us that they don't have overseers. They have overlords. Back in the 90s, I saw some extremely weird... Hold on, I'm reading some of the comments. Somebody said Bush Jr. had a house built on a road from Tamaray back in the late 90s. Okay, so let me go back to the conspiracy against... Okay, so now y'all know how they all... Hold on, let me show their face again. Okay, so now y'all know who I'm talking about. When I say Kedar Massenberg, when I say Jacob York, when I say Leah Mabry, when I say Hajar, when I say Ishmael, when I say Damien Pryor, when I say Agent Patrick, and look, there they go there. You know what I'm saying? When I say that Baba was innocent, they knew this. When I said that this is Obar and this is his sister and their whole family is a part of this conspiracy. Trust me when I tell you. Fatima York, yo, let me tell you something. This girl used to follow me everywhere I go. She used to always try to find out what I'm doing. What you doing, Papa Jack? Oh, my uncle said this and my uncle said that. And you need to this and this and that. And I don't like your tone. And I was like, look, you don't run nothing in my life, all right? Where I'm from, this type of behavior is unheard of. And y'all better be glad that this conspiracy did not happen in Brooklyn, New York. Because Brooklynites and people from New York, they don't like that ratatouille crap. They don't respect it. You understand? It's not respected what y'all did. It's not respected by me as a Brooklynite. It's not respected by the Natharu. And it's definitely not respected by members of this tribe who love the master teacher because y'all conspired against them. Now, let me get back to Judge Royals. Oh, and by the way, I got these people here I got to get into, too, before I end my call. This is Miriam. I told you she got HIV, and this is Insincere Ray, and this is his mate. I got something to tell you about these people in a minute, okay? Black devils. I don't care what you think they are. They're black devils. So what they got on our guard? I'm telling you now what I know. We're going to get into that a little later. So now what happened was this. So now I need you all to understand Bob's case, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, there are rules and regulations, right? Where a judge has to be fair and impartial. A judge cannot sentence someone to prison if they knew them prior to the case, right? So now I want to explain to you all about the letter that I have that they want to get from me, right? And one of the reasons why they tried to take my life because of it. Dr. Thompson worked at a Coney Regional Medical Center. That was the same place that Judge Royals worked at as the attorney for the hospital, defense attorney for the hospital, right? So Dr. Thompson asked for full staff privileges. And because they had him working in the emergency room, right? And they do this down south, and I know because as soon as I moved down south, I told Bob, I got to get out of here. Like these people, this is some slavery stuff here. They give you a job, you work full time, but you are considered a part-time employee because guess what? You don't get the privileges. You don't get the medical benefits and all this other stuff. I was like, I can't be working under these circumstances. If I want to go to the dentist, if I want to go to the doctor to get an exam or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no freaking benefits. But you still working full-time hours, and they'll work you to death too. And Dr. Thompson was working at the emergency room. And while he was there, he asked for full staff privileges. He said, look, I'm the only doctor that's licensed with the highest credentials in medicine. And Judge Charles Ashley Royal wrote him a letter saying that you, because of your reference of Malachi that you put in as a reference, that he wasn't giving him full staff privileges. Now, the letter that he wrote him is from a Coe Regional Medical Center. And if you take the letter and you put it in the light, you can see it's it's not a made-up letter. It's from the hospital. It says the Coe Regional Medical Center inside the paper. So that way you can tell that it came from the hospital. It's stamped, sealed, and signed by then attorney, counsel Royal. Right? So that right there is a conflict of interest. Then on top of that, Shalimar Richardson's mother, Ethel Richardson, lived on Tamaray, right? And Shalimar's father lived on Tamaray, and they left sponges in his abdomen. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but me, I think them niggas did that on purpose. Them freaking Celtic doctors, they devils, man. It's a lot of people that had a lot of incidents from Tamaray. And I was trying to get this case together about these sisters and this doctor named Dr. Wingate, but they didn't want to work with me. I was like, I don't got time for this. I was like, they scared. I was like, what y'all scared of? It's the truth. It's the law. So that's the letter that they want from me, because that letter is Bob's gate out the door. You understand? I'm telling you, I just had news last week. Good news. He's out of there. Okay? It's nothing that they can do. Nah. You thought you won, but you didn't. You lost. Okay? You might win some, but you just lost this one. Trust me when I tell you. So now, also the conflict of interest with Shalimar's father being sick and dying in their lawsuit. Judge Royals being an attorney, that's a conflict of interest. And she could have got involved with Sheila Jackson Lee way back then, and she didn't want to. I'm telling you what she told me, y'all. She said, I'm not doing nothing. I wasn't the wife. She said Kathy was. And when Kathy got locked up, they treated her like crap. They didn't write her. They didn't send her money. They didn't look out for her kids. I'm telling you what I know. I was in Athens watching Rebecca and Issa. I didn't see a liar too much, running around, sleeping from this one house. And I said, what is going on? Y'all are sisters that live together. And this is how y'all do each other. That's why I don't trust none of these niggas from Tamaray. I don't trust none of them. Yes, some of them are good, But I don't trust none of them. And y'all shouldn't trust these people from the land because they could have stuck together and got their land back and beat that case because it was only 13 conspirators. Now back to Judge Royals. So now, when Shalimar Richardson's father died, I believe it was October in 1998. I forgot the date. And that was a conflict of interest as well because Judge Royals worked at a Coney Regional Medical Center. And let me tell you something about legal documents. They don't disappear. You can't do what they did in that movie The Devil's Advocate and have a shredding session or burn papers up. You can't do that because this log now, and we're in a stage of computers where you can't, they can probably misspell a name or a word, but you can't make a document disappear. So now, I started doing an investigation on this, and me being a former inmate, knowing the rules and regulations on you learn. Look, jailhouse lawyers are the best lawyers on the planet. I don't care what nobody say. They smart and they know the system because they've been in the system. So I'm checking all this stuff out, and I said to Baba, "But how was this, Baba? How are you still in there?" Then Gary Tatum, who suffered from Agent Orange, went in a bank cursing a lady out. They locked him up. Guess what Judge Royal did? Threw him in the same cell with Baba. Sheriff Seals gets him and throws him in the same cell with Baba and gave him indefinite probation. Then another brother, Sabine brother, was driving, and Sheriff Seals pulled him over. And he was like, "What? I didn't do anything." Jamaican brother, they started going back and forth. They locked him up. They beat him up, took him to the hospital, dragged him in a nightgown with flip-flops in the rain. And when he got up, he filed a lawsuit. Guess who took it? Judge Royals. I was working at the University of Georgia, at the UGA. I had two jobs. I was working at the UGA, and I was working at Dial America, the office, and I was working in the kitchen at UGA part-time and serving food. And the lady in there, she's always stare at me. You know, I don't know, them country people, they don't like the way we walk because people from up north, we walk with our heads up. We got to watch where we going. You know, they don't like my confidence when I walk into a room. They used to get intimidated. I used to see her watching me all the time through my peripheral, but I ignored her. So one day she comes up to me, tells me to take my headscarf off. I said, "For what?" She said, "Because I said take it off." I said, "Well, I'm fasting." She said, "Oh, you're fasting? What is that?" I said, "It's a part of my religion." And I said, "Furthermore, we're in food service. We're required to wear our head wrap. I don't understand what the problem is." I said, "Take it off." I said, "I'm not taking it off. You're violating." I said, "I'll go get my book and show you." I tried to show her from my Tafu book, the prayer book I had at the time, where the girl was asking the imam, "Can we wear our head when we're fasting?" or something like that. She didn't even want to hear it. She told me to get out and clock out. I said, "I'm not going nowhere." She said, "Get out and clock out." And I went to the administration. Then after that, I went to an attorney and filed a lawsuit. You could look it up. Put UGA, put Deborah Yehuda versus the UGA. You could Google it. You'll see it come up. But I couldn't. I was trying to get Baba to let me fight the case because I could have won. But Baba said, "Look," and guess who they gave that case to? Judge Royals. Okay, so you a criminal judge? You a civil judge? No, that's not how it works. How cases work is it goes through what's called a wheel assignment. And all judges get assigned cases according to, you might have, it might go to this judge tomorrow, that. No, Judge Royals. You don't get Gary Tatum's case, my case. You was on Shalimar's father's, Eli Richardson case. You was on Neil Isaac Outler case. You was on Tashaka Malik with the case with him. Then you was on trial talking out loud, saying you know all about the Nawapians, how you was up at 11:30 at night on the website. No, this is illegal. Dr. Thompson filed a complaint against Judge C.Ashley Royals in 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, and guess what, y'all? They threw it out. Why? Because those are his cronies there. I filed one in 2008 against Judge Royals. Guess what they did, y'all? Threw it out. When I went to Detroit, the congressman had the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals under investigation. You know what these niggas did, y'all? They sabotaged it. They kept making up stuff about me like they trying to do now. "Oh, she this. Oh, Baba said this." Tell them niggas to show you the proof. Because they talking like devils. "Oh, I was alone. I heard it. I heard the master teacher say this is that." So tell them to post the audio. Let me hear it. Because when I talk to Bob again, I'm going to ask him. Because I don't appreciate nobody in this tribe telling me that Baba called me a bitch and said that that was causing chaos on my planet. You don't know nothing about me. I'm from a planet where women rule. We don't suck up to men like the women on earth do. We don't care about what you got between your legs and how you can perform and this, and that. We don't give a damn about that. Half of y'all stink anyway. You won't shave the hair under your arms. Y'all brothers used to gather in the lodge in Athens, and when we sisters used to have to come in there for the updates, it would be stinking in there, smelling like badussy. Smell like rotten feet and booty. I'm like, they don't shave under their arms? Y'all don't shave and take baths and clean yourselves? Y'all always talking about women, slandering us, wanting to be us? I can't scroll nowhere on the internet without finding some man trying to be a woman, trying to take over our world. One girl dancing, here come a man shaking, trying to shake it harder than her. Even on Soul Train, women are dancing, here come the man throwing up some high kicks, spinning around, pushing her out the way. Y'all are some sick people, man, some of y'all. Y'all are not real men. Real men don't talk like that on the internet. Real men stand up and talk. And say what they got to say, because when I was in Athens, you never said a word to me. And I've been coming for y'all niggas, because I said something about Joe and his family getting out of a freaking car, looking like a pack of sardines. I've been going in on y'all. And when I come to class, you never have nothing to say. You sisters slandering my name and making Georgia and Millersville, and I don't even know y'all. And when we had the Jerry Springer, and I stood in the middle in front of all of y'all, you had nothing to say. I said, come and say something now to my face. I stepped to every last one of y'all. I said, say something now. Don't wait till I leave to talk about me. And y'all said nothing. Leah got up scared, running, calling Fatima. You did nothing and you said nothing. So don't hide behind the internet and talk all these punk internet games. That's why I got those other pictures on the wall, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, because I'm sick of these niggas. They always trying to make me look like I'm the bad guy when it's really them. And you all don't understand because you were not there. I'm not the type of woman that walk past a group of men. I don't do that. If I say, see brothers standing, excuse me, move out my way. Like, y'all are so disrespectful, always standing at the door. You know why? Because these sisters, a lot of them in this tribe, they're whores. They love it coming to the meetings and seeing all them men in there. They love it. And I never spoke to any of them. I never said anything to any of them. And I wasn't trying to be funny. That's just how I was raised by my parents. And that's how I was raised in the Ansarullah community, how we are segregated. The women with the women and the men with the men. The children with the children, because we all share the same qualities. You men can't respect that. That I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be looked at. I don't want people looking at me in that manner. Y'all are some disrespectful niggas, and you don't like me because I never said anything to you. What do I have to say? So most of you brothers are all married. So what do I have to say to a brother? Other than those that was trying to work with me to help free the master teacher. I have to keep coming online, asking y'all for help. Why? I'm showing y'all what I did. I'm showing y'all the work that I put in. I'm telling y'all who's behind the conspiracy. So why won't you help your sister? Tell me that. Answer that question. Because you're not going to do it when Baba come out. It's going to be too late. See, let me tell you something about me. I'm smarter than you all. Not all of y'all, but most of y'all. I'm smarter than you. You know why? I think like a God. I think outside the box. See, I know who the master teacher is. And I know that it's better to fight now and do what we need to do to bring him out so we can come out with great substance instead of trying to suck up and steal everything. Y'all went on Tamaray stealing Baba's things, stealing his jewelry, taking some of his clothes, taking some of his statues and stuff. Doing time capsules on the land, burying the Malachi doll. Y'all some weird, sick niggas. And you don't like me because I'm not a part of your little clique. I don't want to be a part of your clique. I'm a loner. I don't need the approval of nobody on this planet other than the Natharu and Panabab Yanun. As long as he is happy, I'm happy. And trust me, right now, I'm pretty sure he's smiling because I got good news last week. It's about to be over. And like I said, I'm not going to stop until I expose all these people and what they did. The judge is going to be impeached. He had no right. I don't care if he resigns. I don't care how long it is. He had no right sitting on the master teacher's case. He should have recused himself. And when Adrian Patrick told him to step down for assisting the government, he refused to do it. The man had court on Martin Luther King's birthday. Who do you think did that investigation, y'all? It was me. Not Charles Mallory, not Fatima York, not Neeful, not Dentut Ray. I did that. And they stole my work and act like it was theirs. And said, we going to Washington. Oh, Martin Luther King. Stomped it all over. Stepped all over my work and act like I had nothing to do with it. I'm the one who did the investigation on the judge. And I did it with a fine-tooth comb, and I took my time, and I wrote Baba, and I asked him, what about this? What about that? I was like, yeah, but then Baba would say, look, Tabajat, get with the people that are coming to visit me, because by the time I get the letter, that's time lost. It was like pulling teeth with them niggas, but they claimed they wanted Baba out. I'm telling you what I know. Robbie never answered the phone. Neeful never answered the phone. Leah never answered the phone. Hajar never answered the phone. They wouldn't pick up the phone, but yet they claimed they was working to help their father or their savior get out of prison. They would not work with me, all right? They're not team players. They try to find out what you're doing, take over it, and then it's sabotage. That's their middle freaking name, sabotage. All these things I found out from going through Baba's case and had to get paperwork from this one, paperwork from that one, this one, that one. Oh, so what are you working on? What are you doing now? I go to Hank Johnson's office, they all running in there. I go to John Carney's. Oh, Typer J, you're being disrespectful. You not following protocol. I said, I don't follow protocol. F they freaking protocol. Stupid. Always trying to find excuses to slander me when I'm the one who did all the work. They've done nothing. And if they did, tell them to show you. Tell them to show you their works. They got these platforms. You know what they doing? They selling books and they making money. And they hoping Baba don't get out of there because they all full of it. And on behind closed doors, they eating McDonald's and everything. They nasty. They breath stink. They funky. And I'm telling you right now, I was in a room with some of them brothers. Not all of them. Because some of them are very respectful. They love Baba. I mean, they very respectful brothers. And they ain't bitches. They don't talk over the internet about women and about what they don't like. Because real men don't move like that. Y'all only doing that now because of the internet. But trust me, when I was in Athens, you had nothing to say. When I was in Decatur, you had nothing to say. Baba would write letters and tell y'all that the Natharu are working with me and that they're guiding me. And y'all would start hating on me. Just a bunch of jealous, hating niggas. Oh, she don't say nothing to nobody. Why should I be up in a brother's face? Why? That's not my style. And y'all just can't freaking respect it. Y'all a bunch of whores. Get your mind out the freaking pornography and discipline yourself. Ask the Natharu to help you. Step in. Nobody knows but you. Ask them to step in and help you with your weaknesses so that you can become strong and be who the master teacher is ordained to turn us back into gods again. I'm not going to sit back and be no mortal and get caught up with you niggas with sisters talking about, oh, you don't got kids. I don't have children for a reason. I'm following instructions of Panabab Yanun. They told me to keep my body clean, inside out, outside in. So who I'm going to listen to, you niggas or him? You must be out of your freaking mind. Now, let me get to these people over here, and then I'm ending my call. First of all, let me say this, all right? See, I watch how people move, And my mother and my father had a saying, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are. They are always with those people in Brooklyn, following wherever they go. And they make the hats, all these crowns and stuff. I don't know if they made that one. And they charge like 100 and 150. And I'm really upset with you, brother, because you don't even know me. I've never said anything to you, okay? Out of respect for your mate, all right? But she's a witch, y'all. And he's a warlock. And they make hats. And they sell y'all the hats. They use Gorilla Glue, glitter, cardboard, and Hobby Lobby products. And charge you 150, 200. Oh, this one gonna be 300, making money off the master teacher. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. If you gonna talk about me, talk about what you know, bro. Why you posting my record? What does that have to do with anything? Why you ain't stepping to that nigga Deucewa? Why y'all not saying nothing to him who molested a 4-year-old girl and raped her? Why y'all not saying nothing about that? Don't y'all got children? And this brother here, this is Insincere Ray, and this is his wife. Let me tell you, I got a story about them. Let me pull my chair up. But see, I'm going to tell you one thing. What you're not going to do is you're not going to poke the bear and slander my name and talk about me when you know what your intentions really were. Now, I moved from Athens, Georgia to Decatur, Georgia. But before I moved to Athens, Georgia to Decatur, Georgia, her name is Rabia. She from the Ansar days. And this is her husband, Sincere Ray. And Baba told him back in the Ansar days, you better not ever speak to me again in your life. Baba told him that to his face. Okay? So now, what happened was he found out from my roommate, Wanchella, because me and Wanchella moved in together in Decatur, Georgia. He found out where I lived and moved in the same building I lived in on the first floor. So I lived on the second floor. They was on the first floor. So sometimes I would come downstairs and I would see this brother. But I don't know you, okay? And I know you, I would say Rahul bad every now and then, but most of the time I have nothing to say to you, brother. You know, you're a married man. This is your wife. I'm showing your wife some respect. So his wife had a roommate named Matt. I forgot her name, but she died. And me and her roommate used to live in the Ansar Law community when I got sent to the Cleveland Mosque for a few months. And while I was there, her best friend was a devil. She treated me like crap, you see? And the thing is this, I didn't have a mate, so they feel like when people see you alone and they see you don't have a mate, they think you're alone. But I come from a very big family. Like I have a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of cousins. They just don't live my way of life. So, you know what I'm saying? But that's still my family. That's my blood. But I'm not alone. Y'all just think I'm alone because I walk alone. And sometimes you got to be careful how you treat people because one day I might roll up with a posse, okay? Because your mate is disrespectful. But I don't move like that because we are Sabians and I don't have to. You know, I can send one of my angels to attack you, okay? Just like when your house caught on fire. Now, so when I used to come to the Parar, no, this is what happened. So she was going to leave him because he was cheating on her with women. And at the time, I was a Watif, which is her mother. Her mother was living with me because her own daughter put her mother in the street. So her mother was staying with me in Athens, Georgia. And we used to go and pick her up. And she used to come to the office where I worked with Nababta at the office. So they used to work sorting out the mail, and she was complaining about her mate saying she's going to leave him if he don't get it together, blah, blah, blah. So he eventually came on board in 2008, 2009, because they disappeared. They was living in Atlanta. So when Baba told us to move to Atlanta, they had already moved to Athens. So then they had to turn around and move from Athens and go back to Decatur, and they moved in my building. And his brother used to be looking at me, and I don't like that. I know when someone makes me uncomfortable. and when it's coming from a genuine place. So his mate used to sit next to me and say, my mate said, you look good. She would say these things to me. And I said to myself, what is she trying to do? Set me up for the kill? Because you have women that see a nice looking sister and they may see Baba sending letters and updates mentioning my name. Now they want to try to tamper me. You understand what I'm saying? Or ruin my reputation by trying to set me up with her husband, but it didn't work. He was running his mouth, calling me, yelling, screaming. I was like, what is wrong with this nigga, man? I wrote Baba and said, what's wrong with him? And then Baba wrote me back and told me to read this book. And the book was talking about how men behave when they see a woman that they're attracted to and she's not attracted to them. They, like they show. One incident was a boy shooting spitballs at a girl. But they're adults now. They don't behave like this. So I got a problem with her and her freaking mate because they're devils. And they've been slandering my name too. And that's why your house caught on fire. Ha, 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 ha. Okay? Now, this is Miriam. Now, the master teacher told us that monkeypox is the HIV virus. And what is that? She got monkeypox. Okay? That's the same thing that everybody else had in the ATL, and it was all on their face just like that. So what is that? This is a picture that you posted, and I've showed you all this before. This is Shayna Mitchell. Keep slandering my freaking name, talking about me, saying I was born on June 6, 1966. I'm a Scorpio. Hating on me, jealous of my life, and the things that I've done and the way I carry myself, they're just freaking jealous, all right? That's all it is. And that's why you look the way you look. Now, this brother, one of my homegirls from Brooklyn, she don't really live Woosa back, right? But she cool with me because she don't do drugs and nothing like that. And she told me that somebody told her, and I noticed to be a fact, that this nigga is going around telling people that Baba called me a bitch. All right, let me tell you something about this nigga right here. Because when I was in Washington, D.C., I had a lady by the name of Lillian German. She was going to move Baba out of ADX Florence, and this nigga and the brother KU's was driving in a 15-passenger van with a bunch of black devils, and they messed that up, and I told y'all about what happened. His name is Menace, but if you really look at his name, it looked like Minus. He's negative. He's a black devil, okay? Let me tell you something. He had a mate named Renente, and there's another sister named Renente. Now, Renente that I know is from Jamaica, and the Renente that was his mate is an American woman, I think. I'm not sure. So one day, I came back from taking care of some things for the master teacher. And I stopped in Brooklyn at Menentet's house so that I could take the express bus from New York to Washington, D.C. because the tribe would not fund me the money that I needed to travel. So I was like, it's all good. I got another way to do this. I stayed at Menentet's house. Renente bought me an air mattress. She put it in her living room. She said, yes, Tabajet, my home is your home. When you come, I'm going to, she would leave the key with the sister Tefnut, or I forgot how she did it. She would leave me the key because she had to work, or I would set my flight so I could meet up with her to get the key. And early in the morning, I would get up 5 o'clock in the morning, take a cab to the train station, get off that Canal Street, take the express bus to D.C. That was how I got Washington involved, and that was how I found out how things work with Washington. Well, I had a recording with Baba talking about Sakina, and the sister, Kahenti, had invited a bunch of people over to listen to what Baba had to say about Sakina, and they also wanted to meet the sister, Tabajet, who was working on Baba's freedom. This brother comes walking in the door, and I put my, like to say, Raul Bat or whatever, and I put my hand out to do the handshake that we do. He grabs me and pulls me towards him to try to like put my breast against his chest to hug me all tight. I was like, yo, what is you doing? He was like, nah, we don't do that, sis. I do hugs. And I was like, I said, this nigga's a pervert. Then he takes out his phone, and while I'm letting everybody listen to what Baba says, he's trying to record it. So he can go back to his devil friends and tell them what's going on. And then he sits on my bed. And I'm looking at him like, yo, I told Renette, yo, tell him to get up off my bed, man. Who goes to somebody's house and sit on their freaking bed? You know? So that his other mate, Renette, says to us, you know, they're not together anymore. She's not with him because he watches too much porn. I said, okay, now that figures out why he's the way he is. You know, this is the brother that went upstairs in the parah and kicked kicked old kid's door down and kicked it open because they try to use him as their security. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you better keep my name out your mouth. Mr. Pornay, you don't know me, okay? You don't know me, and I'm not impressed with y'all with these freaking black and gold. Y'all are fake. Y'all don't walk with the master at all. You're a minion of the devil. You're working with black devils, and you're fake, all right? And this will be addressed because you're not going to go around spreading rumors telling people that Baba called me a bitch. We're going to see who the bitch is. You got all these freaking disgusting people in this tribe walking around here acting like they so good. And like I said, y'all, you don't understand how I feel. Why? Because you have not walked in my shoes. So don't say to me, oh, why is she yelling? Oh, she's so angry. If you was me, you would feel the same way too. I have every right to be upset and expose these freaking devils in this tribe. Now, I'm going to end this call with a letter that Baba wrote me. Okay? And this is the letter that he wrote me when I asked him why were we in the same prison at the same time. Hold on, let me turn this heat off. Got the heat on, it's hot. Okay. Now, this letter was written on the 5th of July, 2016. And remember on my last call, I did tell you all that I went to Africa. And I told you when I went there, they was going to try, or they attempted to kill me. Now, this is the letter. Hold on, let me show you all the letter. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, over here, it says, the Passion of Christ. It has the bass clef, the tremble clef, and a musical note in the middle. And this is the Master Teacher's handwriting. And he says, the Passion of Christ, Acts chapter 1, verse 3. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, I greet you, my beloved, with divine love, grace, and bliss, praying you're in the very best of health, both physically and mentally, coming to you by way of the most holy, holy, holy family, the true triune of love, peace, and happiness, the Heavenly Father, born in Sirius and given to rule over Orion, Osiris, is the Heavenly Virgin, and the Heavenly Virgin Mother, born in Sirius, given to rule over Sirius, Isis, and the earthly Son, born in Edfu Temple, here on earth, Horus. Our ancestors unified in unity as the real original Trinity to whom we call out to in prayer and chants. 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m., according to Psalms 55, 16 through 17. Well, Tabajet, my love, I just wanted to keep up with you and your well-being. I noticed on the 2 photos of yourself in Liberia, you looked very thin. Did you lose much weight, or is it a health matter, or you just dropped it? Just worrying. You know, I never told you this. I was 9 years old, living in Teaneck, New Jersey. That was around 1953, 1954. While walking at sunset, when I was first abducted by 3 grays, taken for 3 days and 3 nights, implanted in my nose with the tracking device that was removed in later life. My nose used to bleed a great deal back then. You can ask my sister Wakia Dale. Well, from then on, I would get abducted often. Yet every 10 years, the tall ones, not grays, Riskians, would come to talk with me. And I say this because they told me you used to be one of my consorts in a past life. They gave all the details, yet in another letter. This one is about now. Well, as you keep up with the 10 years, 1953, 1963, 1970, 1983, 2003 through 2004. That is the year we were to have our great departure with them. Yet this took place. The disagreeable ones of Enlil's sons did this. Had you placed in New York, I was in prison, y'all. The reason you were the reason you were to be taken along with me. I arranged that. Well, the wicked ones found out about our abduction in 2003. So I was up in the air in a plane. And once the plane landed in New York, I was taken to a small room full of lead filled with walls. And then the whole of New York was blacked out. If you remember, the lead walls and blackout made it impossible for the aliens to locate me. They saw you, yet could not find me, so they had to depart. If you look up, you will see it's true. That year, a UFO was seen by many in New York. That was them. They had to depart before the vortex closed and could not return until 2013. Yet the people were not ready, all fighting each other's. So they sent me, my hybrid daughter, half gray, Lukat. She asked me, am I ready to depart yet? I was very sick at the time with angioedema, a shapeshifter's disease. So I was not ready. So all the tribe missed it a second time. The alien departed. If you look it up, you will say, they say a great meteorite passed close to Earth in 2013. Yet they did not tell the public much. That was the craft again. Don't believe me? Check it out. Well, the next return and vortex open is 2023, and I don't know if I will even be alive that year. After all, I'm very sick in this skin suit. He is getting weaker and weaker, as in Starman Cinema. And I, Yanun, may have to depart, Malachi's flesh. We can only rejuvenate the human's telomeres, yet for only so many cycles of fresh blood cells. And he was granted the use of other life, as you read in the holy tablets, how one can get time from others' lifespans. Well, he used to use other lives he would have in the future. So for others, he gave of his 1,000-year life to help others since he been here. Many back in Brooklyn who came to him who were themselves very ill or a loved one was very ill. And he came to them, he gave them his own lives to live on. We disagreed with that, yet he did it again and again. And now his lifetime is up at age 72. So if he does not get to the craft, I, Yanun, will have to depart this or his skin suit. I wonder, do you understand what I'm saying? He had 1,000 years of lives and chose to heal others. Ever even bring some back that was spending his own lifetime. If you remember back in the 1970s, none who was with him got sick or died. Some came sick, and by his touch, he was healed. Others had passed over, and he called them back. That was spending his lives to bring a earthling back. He had to spend 120 years, Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, for each. Well, he spent most of his extended life. Then you had all those feminines draining him of Mafkuzet, Inpu, liquid gold. That also weakened him. I just wanted you to know why these days he is so weak and sick, and that his time is running out while selfish people still try to use and abuse his kindness, even some who are his own DNA with their mother's selfishness in them. They really don't care about him because he did not know how to love as humans or act like a human father. They don't understand what he is. Malachi has emotions and they try to express them, yet Yanun, as an alien, does not have the earthly emotion. So Malachi was inside, lonely, all these years, crying out to be understood, and was not. And now all people think of is what they can gain from his life. He does have some DNA children who are like him and feel him and knows that as well. Their love for him helped him. Most were too young to really know how much they meant to him. Yet they are growing to feel him and want to heal him as hybrid. Some have the power, must use before they get drained by humans, males and females who like him. They will replace the need to overstand love with an understanding of lust, which weakens aliens. Well, I don't even know if you overstand all this yet. We felt to tell someone in case he don't make it. You have it. Of course, people will say, that sounds crazy. That is what the Adamite genes does to them who live by faith, not by fate. Those who live by belief and not relief. So I just had to let you have the record and to know the next vortex opening is 2023. And again, most will miss it, not be ready. And the planet will see great changes as the hour close. 2060 or 60 is the hour. Revelations chapter 14 verse 7, Revelations 18:10, 17 and 19. From 1970 to 2000 was 30 years or a half hour. Revelations 8 verse 1. And from 2000 to 2060, the final hour. Well, let me close for now, praying to read from you soon, and that you let my words be known, and that you put aside your human emotions and try to help him. And he knows you love him, like some of his DNA children who will read this and know why they feel so strange. Well, did you see the cinema, the gods of Egypt? Note how taller they are over mortals. Notice also they bleed gold. Note also they live 1,000 years. And notice so much more. That was how we lived when we came here 450,000 years ago. Age in Africa. No, that was how we lived when we came here 450,000 years. Age in Africa, they others came after us and made the Adamite 6,000 years back from 2000. With love, old man time. And then he said, another page, I forgot this. Look on the internet for a sighting and landing in Kentucky hills or grays. One shot by humans. The other was Arimar, consort of Sa'at. This should have been around 1953, 1954. The reasons the dates is half years is because I was born Tuesday at 12 a.m., June 26, 1945. Being June is exactly half of the year. So the dates can be 1953 through 1954 AD, 2003 to 2004 AD. Hope this is clear. So I'm going to end this call. I just wanted to read that letter because people are saying that I try to set Baba up, that, that Chantel Mitchell, the sister Miriam Canty, saying that I'm set Baba up. I was a part of conspiracy. How was I a part of conspiracy if I was locked up? Wouldn't they let me out so I could do stuff to prevent him from coming home? Like Dushwa does? Wouldn't I be doing things to stop? Why would I be getting Baba moved, getting his privileges opened up and stuff like that if I'm an informant? You see, they're lying on me and they're jealous of me. You understand? And yes, I am from another world. And like I said, I'm tired of pretending that I'm not. I'm from another world. I don't feel normal. Okay? How I feel every day is how you feel. The best way I can explain is when your mother left you with babysitters and said, I'll be back. And you cried and want your mother to come and she leaves. And now you got to adjust to your environment with the house that you're in and the children that you're around and the cousins or families that your mother left you with. You understand? That's how I feel. That's how people that are not from here, we feel different. And Baba says some of his children feel that way as well. We're not humanoids. We have the human emotions, but we're not humans. And you can insult us very easily because y'all are so freaking petty and everything is always about food, leadership, being in charge. Meanwhile, the world is dying. How do you think we feel? Some of us want Baba out of there. We love him and we want him home because we have a spiritual connecting to the master. We want to get off this crazy rock with these evil people, with this place that they sent the devil to. So, Minus, Menace, whatever your name is, Menace to Society, stop lying on my name. I'm telling you right now, don't piss me off because I have powers too. And I will use them because I'm getting tired of you niggas in this tribe. And you're going to wind up somewhere like Paquita, okay? Because she was another one, starting stuff, lying on me, spreading rumors. Why? Jealous. And now she not here. And I told y'all she was a part of the conspiracy. And don't get mad at me and say, oh, you talking about the dead. Oh, let me tell you something. The master teacher said they have that statue, Anubis, in Colorado because that is their god, the Egyptian god of the dead. Because this is the planet where they worship the dead. Think about it. Somebody's alive walking around every day, you don't hear from them. Soon as they die, everybody and their mama there crying over the casket, turning the casket over, crying and singing and stomping. But you wasn't there when a person was alive, like David Ruffin. His funeral, I was like, why are they up there screaming and crying like that? Just like when Aaliyah died. Forget all about the other people that was on the plane with her, but have all these pigeons and this elaborate thing for her, calling her the princess of R&B. When Baba said she died because of what she did, that movie, and disrespected a deity, and they didn't like it. Why them other people in the plane had to go with her, I don't know. Y'all better stop playing with me. You better stop slandering my name. Because, Miriam, you already got stuff going on in your life. Your life is a mess. But you're crazy mentally, so you're going to continue on. Stop being a minion for these devils. And Hajar and Leah, you better come clean. Y'all better stop playing games with your father's life, Ishmael. You should know better than that. You supposed to be from Brooklyn. And y'all acting like this with that freaking sick-ass Jacob York. Y'all see what's happening to these celebrities. They dying and they getting exposed. Y'all see what's happening to the politicians. They're dying and they're getting exposed. You see what's happening in the world, and y'all still playing games. Like Robbie, it's a joke. Twisting a Christmas tree and laughing with that stupid Mary Poppins dress on. Y'all better wake up. Because it's getting ready to get real ugly, and the only people that are going to make it are those that hold on to the rope of the Most High. And with that, I'm done. Wadu, thank you for tuning in. If anybody have any questions, they want me to go over anything, I will wait for 5 minutes. Anybody disagree with what I said, I'll clarify anything. A legal update. This is the legal update. The master teacher is on his way out. Okay? That's all I can say. I got good news last week. All right? So within the next, let's see, this is by January, February, we should be hearing something very powerful. You all know that every time. Now, I said mandatory legal update because y'all need to know why Baba's locked up. Okay? That's why I'm giving a legal update. It's a legal update. You all want to know who's behind the master teacher's incarceration. I'm telling y'all. You all prayed and asked and said, why is he still in there? And now you know. You may not like my delivery. You may not like my voice. I can't help it. I got a raspy voice. You understand? You may not understand how my moves. You may not understand it because you didn't walk in my shoes and you didn't go through what I went through. But it is what it is, family. This is as good as it gets. Okay? I'm exposing them. I'm telling you who they are. They don't walk with us. They don't live Wusabat. I don't care if they post their father picture or what. So what? I do not care. I was around them. I wasn't around Ish. He tried to get that letter from me. I was like, nope, you're not getting it. Right. We got good times ahead of us, family. You got to know this. I'm here to tell you that it's real. I'm exposing the people that did this, and I'm letting you know that he'll be out. I got good news last week. Very good news. And those people that are, let me tell you something about you dummies that are lighting spiritual candles on me, taking my picture, putting chains and doing all this stupid stuff. You're playing yourself, okay? Because let me tell you something. Before I got that news, I was sitting in my couch almost ready to cry because I'm like, what is taking so long? Everything is done. What's the problem? I sat down and I chanted. And I mean, I chanted. And I asked in the throttle, I said, I want revenge on my enemies. I said, these people have done some mean things to me, and I don't deserve to be mistreated. And when I got off the phone, a notification came on TikTok with this man about a celebrity ghost story. And in a celebrity ghost story, this man said, let me pick up his name and you can all look at it. He said his friend was a bad person and he used to do bad things on the other side. And when his friend died, he kept trying. Hold on, let me get his name. Hold on. And okay, his name is Celebrity Ghost Story. What is this man's name? I forgot his name. But hold on, let me show y'all his picture. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all his picture, and then y'all can tell me who he is.
This is the following evening. We have dinner. We're sitting there having dinner. Just as we start dinner, my phone rings. And my girlfriend answers the phone. Hello? Hang on. All the color went out of her face. And I knew something was wrong. I'm like, what's wrong? And she's stunned. She says a collect call from Adrian.
That was his friend that died.
I knew something was wrong. And she's stunned. She says a collect call from Adrian. Come on, it's one of my brothers, it's one of my boys playing. This is not the time to play around like that because I'm really upset about it. So I take the phone and I say, hello. The voice on the other side of the phone was the voice I knew all of my life from childhood. This was my friend Adrian. Mike! He called me Mike. Mike. There's only 3 or 4 people in my life that call me Mike because I hate being called that. And right off the bat, I knew his voice. It was him. And he said, help me. Help me. You know how to help me. Adrian. And I was like, Adrian, where are you? He said, they're trying to take me inside. I ran away. Help me. You gotta help me right now before they get back. And I can hear all these voices screaming at him for being on the phone. I could hear a sound behind him that sounded like I'm only reminded of when I'm near a roaring fireplace or a barbecue pit when you can hear the heat cut through the air, but it was magnified and I could hear people screaming and arguing with him, and then I could hear him begin to fight, and I could hear that he was overpowered, and he kept screaming, no, let me go, no, I'm not going, I don't go there. Adrian, where are you? And he was screaming my name. Phone just went dead. The sound dissipated, and that was it. I stood there for minutes. It's very haunting to be on the phone with a person that you can't help. And I talked it over with my girlfriend. She told me to call the operator and see if the operator could put a trace on the number. I tried that. That didn't happen. The operator told me it should be reflected on my bill if it was a collect call. When the phone bill came, I knew the date, the time, everything. There was nothing on my phone bill to reflect that telephone call. But my girlfriend Kimberly was there, I was there, and I was not hallucinating. I don't do drugs. I barely drink. This was a phone call that I received from the other side, and they made contact with me through a telephone. He kept saying that I knew how to help him. And to this day, I'm still baffled as to exactly what he meant. I really don't know how I could have helped him. I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't. The phone call was a message to me because I was taught that hell is a real place. There's always consequences. Karma is alive and well. Had I been with him when death came, it could have taken me as well. I know that the spirit world is very real, but I would just say, don't be afraid. Just make sure that you walk in the light. That's it. That's the only protection you have. And I called my girlfriend.
Okay. So what happened was when I finished chanting, I asked my ancestors, how long will I have to deal with the people that tried to take my life and the horrible things in this tribe that they did to me to try to set me up? And then I saw that. And so that made me rest assured that when you die, they waiting for you. You going to that place and you be held accountable for everything that you did. And karma is real. Have a nice shadow, family. We've been on this call for 1 hour and 25 minutes, I believe. Have a nice shadow. We talk later. Wadu. And if you all want to continue to support me, I'd appreciate it. Wadu.